Hello everybody, this is Yaron from EcomXFactor, and today we have Will Esterhuyse with us on board. Will is a funnel engineer with a lot of experience in e-commerce and funnel building for webinars and different services. How are you, Will?
Hey guys, thanks Yaron, thanks for introducing me there. So yeah, I've been building funnels. I'm doing well, by the way, you've asked that. So as you introduced me there, I've been building funnels for some time now. Got some experience in the e-commerce sector also. And yeah, man, looking forward to jumping into this and speaking to your audience, man, and providing them a ton of value.
Awesome, great. So before we start speaking about like technical stuff and e-commerce, funnel building, can you tell us a bit about yourself, your experience, and what you've been doing in the last years?
Yeah, man. So thanks for that. Yeah, I've been building. I've been part of the online marketing system for professional niche, whatever you want to call it, since 2015. When I started my own e-commerce store, not specifically e-commerce, maybe my own store. I built Amazon FBA business, and I started that in 2015, and still running it till this day. And started off of that, just wanting to do something else. I was in a job 8 till 5 job. I was just, my mind always just like, it's not what I want to do. This is not what I want to focus my time on. I loved my job. It was a great job and everything, and paid well and everything, but there's always that thing in the back of your mind, you're thinking, is this really what I want to do? And maybe going even way back more, as a kid, I used to sell anything I could find. I had my own store, my own shop at home and everything, selling to kids, to my friends and stuff. So I was always doing that. So always that entrepreneur spirit was in the back of my head always. And but I went down the road of studying as an engineer. That's where the funnel engineer comes from. But I'm an electrical engineer, and did what the family said, the family does, and followed the whole system, like the whole traditional way of doing things. And ended up, working a job and just realizing that's not exactly what I want to do. And luckily I stumbled across the Amazon FBA, where you build your business through Amazon system. You don't have your own store, but what's great about it is you've got your e-commerce store, you've got everything around it, your warehouses, your shipping and everything, sourcing. So I've been doing that, as I said, since 2015. And at the moment now, that's allowed me to do, given me a lot of different side hustles, almost going to say, and opened the whole world of email marketing, online marketing to me. At the moment, I'm doing consulting on e-commerce, on Amazon FBA, and also different other things on sales funnels specifically also. And then my wife is now also, what this whole e-commerce has done for us is it's allowed her to leave her job, and she's running the whole Amazon side of the business. That's her baby now.
That's awesome.
So I started it, and I brought it to where it was, and I said, okay, you can now look at this, and you can build it up from there. And so far she's doing excellent, and learning curve for her, but that's also allowed her to jump into the coaching and that kind of stuff thing also, which is great. But man, that's kind of a quick overview of where I came from.
It's actually kind of similar to my story, because I'm an industrial engineer as well. And
brilliant.
I used to work in a 9 to 5 job as well, and then one of a friend of mine told me about dropshipping 3 years ago, and I started dropshipping as a side hustle. And after a while, we started scaling our business, and then I quit my job, and my wife quit her job as well, and now we're both doing e-commerce, even though she's an architect and I'm an engineer. So
that's brilliant, man.
Kind of similar story.
I know. It's amazing how things have changed and life has changed for us. And I know you're sitting, I think you said now in
Vietnam.
Vietnam at the moment.
Yeah.
We also traveled this whole e-commerce, the business we built, and the consulting business and the sales funnel working online basically, has also allowed us to travel. And we've traveled also like you guys are doing at the moment. We've seen we were in Thailand for 2 months. We've lived in Ireland for a year. We've lived in Spain. We've done a lot of stuff actually. Where previously at my old job, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I was sitting in an office where I had to be there to perform the job that I had to perform. It wasn't a travel job. But this has allowed me also to see America, or part of America also.
Yeah.
So I'm not the best traveler in the world. As an African, we get anywhere we have to kind of make an effort because we're on a downward, much lower side of the world. So it's a bit of like a trip anyway. But again, as you said, it's allowed me and my wife to just travel the world, do a lot of stuff. And now, but now we're home based. We've got a son at the moment, so just had a baby, 4 months old.
Cool.
And so we're back. So we have to stay at home. The little guy until he's able to travel, and then we're gonna start doing that again. So
That's awesome. Can you share a bit? How did you start the Amazon FBA? I mean, how did you hear about it? Did you do any course, or you just heard a friend of yours that told you about it, or you just started recently?
So it was actually my day. Well, I was sitting as most people do over lunch on Facebook. And running just through every single post and not doing your work. So I was sitting there on Facebook basically, and I saw a friend of mine, Heath Brennan, which were friends on Facebook with, he posted about Amazon FBA, and he was saying this is what he's doing at the moment, and this is the story, that's what kind of he's doing. And I listened to a webinar that he was kind of promoting, and immediately it just hit with me. This is something I want to do because I've always been trying to figure out how to start a business like this, but I didn't know how to, because it's very difficult. You can YouTube until you're blue, and you can kind of stitch a lot of stuff together. But what helped for me was he knew a few people in the industry and gave me a few contacts, and at the same time I did my research, and I found a course that fit me. So I bought a course, not to promote them here, but Mark Percipios, which was a fit for me at that time. And started the business using these systems and built the business from there. Started off very low budget. I didn't have a lot of money. I had, excuse me, I had a low budget. I actually just had enough to buy a course to kind of show me how to do this and follow a proven system and how to do this. And yeah, man, as soon as I bought the course, I was out of funds. So I had to go to my parents. So I went back to my parents and said, listen guys, you've basically spent a ton of money. My parents are not rich guys, I'm not trying to say they spent a ton of money taking me through university, taking me, my dad worked his arse off to get me through that. And then I'm telling them, listen, I'm going to switch now my profession, and I want money to buy a course. Can you guys give me some more money? So after some really good negotiation skills from me, I think they agreed, and a lot of explanation. They saw that this is really what I wanted to do, and they knew as a kid what I was all about, entrepreneurship and selling stuff. And luckily my parents are very open-minded, and they said, yeah, we understand. And yeah, that started the whole journey. So I had enough money just to start with one product, and then I just started building next product. And now we have about, SKU-wise, we have about 40 to 50 SKUs on Amazon. So it's running at the moment. It's been great. And then from there, actually, the guys who I bought the course from, I started making friends with, because I really wanted to know more about online marketing, because I wanted to learn the systems that they were using. And from that from that business, we started chatting, and what was cool is they did a lot of personal coaching with me with the business. It was quite great. That's why always following a proven system, I think it's so important. Following a course is so freaking important. It's because I know the mistakes you can make through that, through the learning curve. But anyway, started chatting to them, making friends with them, and the one guy really enjoyed what I was, the whole chatting to him and talking about what I wanted in life, and he really resonated with that, because that's where he came from. And they said, listen, they want to offer me a part-time job with him, and I said, okay, I'm pretty happy to do that.
That's awesome.
And I jumped over with them, and I started working with them in their business and looking at what they're doing, and that also translated over into sales funnels, where I learned a lot about sales funnels and how to build it, because I did all their sales funnels basically for them and running that for them. But yeah, that's maybe transitioning over to sales funnels, sorry there, but the whole site started from a simple Facebook post and just doing my research and realizing this is what I want to do. And that friend of mine actually his brother built a massive business out of it, which was great for him, and it was pretty great for them. And I immediately said to me, listen, this is a business that can work, it's a proven system, it shows results. So it's just finding a mentor or someone that can show me how to do this was really important. instead of going down the road of making mistakes. And just, I would say just double down on a mentor or a coach, and get yourself the simpler, what you call it, almost skip the whole struggling section of it.
I totally agree.
It's
so important.
Just totally unnecessary.
Because obviously a mentor is, as you said, also he had his experience that he's bringing to the game. He's done all mistakes. He can guide you. Also an accelerator. Moving much faster. And I think that another aspect of having a good course or a mentor, the fact that you don't have information overload, because there are different methods and so many different ways to build a funnel or to do marketing. And once you just skip between the methods, you can't double down on what's working and really investing. Choosing one path and going down in that path is the best way, in my opinion. And having a mentor and a course is beneficial for this.
It's super beneficial. As you say, they were a great thing, a good thing to do, just because of personally, I saw now with my wife doing coaching with this also, and we look at, we've done coaching, I've done coaching with people, is the biggest thing people it's a very fear mentality whenever somebody starts off of this, because they don't want to make a mistake. And especially if you're starting out like I did with the low capital I had, I just thought to myself, if I make a mistake on this, it's going to be an expensive mistake for me, because I'm using all my capital to buy my first product. That's a mistake. It's going to burn me. And knowing that, because finding a product out there, it's not as simple as a lot of people make it out to be. It's not just like going out there, finding a product and going, I'll just pop it in and I'm going to sell it. It's doing the research and having a proven research system that works for you, and it actually that has shown results before. Instead of trying to figure out, as you said, if you are YouTube, you're watching this guy's video and this guy's video and this guy's video, and you're trying to stitch something together that wasn't meant to be put together, because that system is working for that person, and then you listen to another system and that's working for that person, and you're trying to figure it out. So it's very interesting stuff we've seen out there. So
and it's obviously not only about finding the right product, it's about creating the correct offer, how convert. I mean, many people sell the same product, but not everybody is doing well, because you need to not correct copywriting and bundling correctly, and so many different aspects to creating a good ROI offer. But I do find it crazy, and as you mentioned, I felt it the same. Russell Brunson is all the time saying you're one funnel away. So you run product away in e-commerce. You can find the one product, do the correct offer, and then you can start scaling it like crazy, and it can change your.
I'm a big believer in fulfilling demand and not creating demand, because it's going to be a lot harder for you to create the demand for something. There is proven systems for that, definitely. But for me personally, I go with the whole thing. If there's demand already, just kind of lay in front of the people then and say, here's my product. And you do build an offer, you do a whole build of the offer, you look at your bonuses, you look at your competition, on how you can stand out from them. So that's a lot what we do. So we just analyze the competition, what they're doing. So we look at the listings, we look at the keywords they're using, we look at really a lot of our competition, and we see what they're doing, and then we see where can we find gaps between what they're doing.
Exactly.
And if there's a great or somebody already doing very well in that, and he's the only one maybe in doing that, and the rest of the guys are not there really, so it's pretty fine to sit second sometimes. I know some of those people say if you ain't first you're last, that kind of saying. No,
I don't agree with that.
Kind of saying, you can sit second, you can sit third, you can still make great sales out of a product or e-commerce or just from putting yourself in front of people. It's already demand for that, and then building out an offer either better than the person or the second person, third person, trying building a better offer out of that. But it's just doing a research. The big thing is doing a research and not going to a tool that's giving you a product and saying, here's the product and now you're going to sell it. Without actually doing the research with that product, actually going double checking your market, looking at how you can do a better product or increase maybe just the value of it by adding certain things like a bonus or something with it, or a bundle package. So that's what we've seen really work. And then you look at the listings and how you can better your listings. So we have various tools we can use on that. out there at the moment, but yeah, it's writing it yourself, and then there's a lot of services, as I said, out there. So,
can you elaborate a bit about how do you believe a good offer is structured? I mean, a good funnel is structured, and how does good product page is structured? Elements, necessary elements that you've seen work.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. So we're still running. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So what I've seen basically, so whenever I usually look at, if you're building your site, so for instance, if you've got a Shopify store, you've got a dropshipping business or e-commerce business, a lot of the websites we usually see is there's two things most guys do incorrectly, or what I've seen. Mm-hmm. It's usually the first mistake people make is they focus on the aspects of the offer they don't focus on the aspect of their offer or product that will actually help a person survive and thrive. So how is your product going to help somebody live a better life, or how can their life can look after they've used your product? A lot of people don't communicate on that, all right? So they miss the mark, and they kind of just talk about the basic stuff of the product. I can explain now better for you there, but the big thing is just to focus on how your product's going to help that person and how it's going to improve their lives after they've used it, and showing them how it's going to make that kind of improvement. Second thing usually is, if you land on somebody's page, it's usually too much information. The first thing that happens is when somebody lands on your page is their brain immediately kicks into survival mode. So that's why websites that usually have a ton of content on them, that it takes too much mental effort for somebody to process what's happening on that page. So immediately the brain shuts off and they move on to the next thing. Because if you have a lot of copy and sales copy, and you've got this and that, and it doesn't relate really to what they want or what they're looking for, they're going to jump off. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. So that's why you usually keep your page as simple as possible. Simple. Or your brand message that you have on there. So usually what happens is somebody lands on your funnel or your page where you sell your product. Within the first 5 seconds of landing on it, they need to know what you stand for, and how it's going to improve their lives, and how did they get into contact with you, or how did they get your product. So that's the big things they have to first get on your sales page, or wherever you're selling it on. So that's usually a funnel. A funnel is that's a big thing for me. So I actually have 5 steps that you can have a look at on your funnels or your sales pages where you've got. So what I usually have is your offer has to be above the fold. So if somebody lands on your site, it doesn't help where your product is sitting, or you have to scroll down and find your product. It doesn't help. Interesting enough, I don't know if you know where above the fold comes from, the term. Do you know where it comes from, maybe?
No.
No. So interesting. The above the fold actually comes from
newspapers.
Newspapers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I read about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it comes from newspapers, because the newspaper usually when it sits on a rack, it's folded. Yeah. And what catches your attention is when it's folded, is the above section usually. Yeah. So that's where the above the fold comes from. So so usually what you want to do there, it's above the fold. You want to communicate immediately what you're selling on that page. So for instance, in a store, you have your image, and you have your headlines, and you've got your basically product descriptions and stuff. That's usually what happens. As soon as somebody has to scroll down to find that, you lose a person. So this is the plain fact that they have to scroll. People browse websites these days.
I just wanna make clear, because some people are not aware of what does above the fold mean. Means basically whatever you see on the screen without scrolling. Make screen or on the mobile screen. What you see without scrolling down. This is basically above the fold. Anything above the primary screen you see.
Yeah, so if you land on a site, the first thing you see without scrolling, that's above the fold. So that's the first thing somebody sees whenever they get in contact with your brand or your product or whatever you're selling at the moment. So that's the first contact.
Yeah, and I agree. So it's so important, because I've done an A/B test, which I placed the add to cart button above the fold, in opposing to just having it a little beneath the fold, and they were like 0.5 more conversion rate for the page with the button above the fold. So might seem non-crucial, because you just need to scroll a bit down, but it makes a huge difference. So having important elements above the fold is highly important, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and definitely the copy also. So the text you have there. So copy is a bit of a industry term. So it basically just means the text you have on there. If you guys want to kind of break that down also, but yeah, it's having that there also. If you have it there, you should keep it very simple. So for instance, Squarespace. I know it's an online marketing website, but just to give you an idea, they have it on their website. If you land on the website, immediately you know what's going on because they say to you, we help you make beautiful websites. That's what they say. So that immediately, what it tells you, basically, they promise you an aspirational identity. So we help you. Okay, so basically we push you to solve a problem, so we help you solve a problem. Oh, it's an aspirational identity solvers. They make you a beautiful website, and they help you to do that. And they said exactly what they do. So in a whole sentence. So it's like a very short sentence, but it tells you exactly what they're doing. So it's really keeping your copy as simple as possible whenever you're there, because as I said, the more copy you have on that fold, then immediately you lose somebody. Somebody lands and there's like tons of links everywhere for them to click. They're gonna go, oh man, so what should I be doing here? So that leads into my second point to say you must have an obvious call to action. So your call to action is the button you'll have there to buy something or to go download something or to get access to something or get a coupon to something. So the whole point of your funnel in any case is to sell them something or to convert them into a customer. So or to a future customer. So you want to grab them with the email address using something like that. So because the whole idea is to take them from a lead to a customer the whole time. That's the whole intention of any frequent sales funnel or a website out there. So that's normally what you would have to, like a button, and usually they've seen, depending on your color schemes of your website, depends on what you have or your sales funnel. Usually they've seen red and green is usually your best converting buttons. It depends. It's something to split test and see. It depends on the color scheme you have and people landing on your page. It's all different. Then your images was really, third thing is then your images are really important that you have on your funnel, because people associate, well, your copy or your text you have in your funnel does the majority of your messaging, okay? But that doesn't do all of it. So you kind of want to show images of people smiling or using your product or showing how your product's being used and showing them how it's being used, that kind of thing. So that's very important to kind of give people that kind of sense, because we've seen on our Amazon side of things, if we just add lifestyle images of people using our product, we see more sales because people just want to see how big it is, maybe in the hand, how easy it is to use, or maybe just how it's being used. That simple stuff like that. You think in your mind, if you go to a website, if somebody's using a product and showing you how it's being used, just a simple image, immediately you feel comfortable because it makes it more relatable to you.
Yeah, so, and it's also important to have the images relevant to your target audience. You have your target audience is mainly mature people. Don't use a baby smiling and enjoying the product because it's a bit irrelevant. So I think using Shutterstock photos is a no-no, and using images that are not relevant to your avatar or persona is also a no-no.
Yeah, so don't have a baby holding a beer in his hand. Keep it relevant. That's why we usually pay for our images. We pay a lot of money for it to taken by a professional photographer, because we just believe, because it's expensive, but at the same time it's a one-off cost. It's a cost that images you're going to use always. That's always going to be those images there. So always see it as an asset you've added and not actually as an expense. If you see it as an asset, because that is what it is. It helps you because it helps you sell more products. If you look professional, your images, it's going to make a massive difference. Because and don't use supplier images at all. Stay away from supplier images. Those images, because that means somebody else who might be selling the same product is also using that images. So how are you going to stand out? So that's really important also. So
I agree. And as you said, it's highly important to understand this is an asset. Once you create an image or you create a video, you can use it all over. You can use it in YouTube ads, in Facebook ads, use it in different pre-sale pages. You can use it anywhere in the funnel. So don't look at it. You said, I just want to reiterate it. It's not an expense. It's an investment in an asset that you can use for in different points in the funnel, and it's the ROI will probably be very positive if you create it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, images make a big difference on a website anyway. So cool. And then But also then, the fourth point then is to basically to have a clear breakdown of your products or your services that you do offer. So in a sense of, if you have your images, stuff like that, don't have massive amounts of copy on there, or try and put everything you do on the one page, because that's gonna freaking kill somebody, because that's too many options for somebody. Immediately, again, the brain pops into survival mode of, okay, you're confusing me, I don't know which one to choose now, so I'm just gonna leave, because it's just too many options. Keep it, I believe in very simple, that's why I call it minimalistic design. It's very, some people say, yeah, but you're missing all of this, and you haven't put in this, but yeah, that's the point. You kind of want to also not throw people with too much information. So that's why breaking down your service, your products, and a much more communication style things, keep it simple, not putting too much information of your services or your products on there. I think it helps a lot to simplify things. And that actually leads into point 5 also, again, to say to look at your copy, your text use on there, to not add too much stuff. I've already kind of mentioned that now. But some of the best funnels we've seen, they use 10 sentences or less. That's which is crazy if you think about it. 10 sentences? 10 sentences. That's all they have on their page almost. And they have the best conversions because it's so simplistic. Because when somebody reads it, it hits the target. It's not random text, people just adding in. They're actually taking time to figure out what's the best text to put in there, instead of just adding everything on there, trying to think of everything you can hit, and I want to hit this customer. Now, be very specific and very to the point. And people are going to appreciate that immediately, because they can read the one sentence and they understand what it's about, they understand what your product's about or your offer is about. And yeah, it's just simple for them to digest. So that's my 5 points that I kind of recommend to you guys. Hopefully it's been helpful. But that's
awesome.
A few things I can help.
I totally agree about the minimalistic approach. And if you want, this is something, and I suggest other people can do this as well. You have one landing page which is minimalistic, and then if you want to retarget, if people didn't convert, you can retarget them with Facebook ads or send them emails which iterate different angles. Like if someone didn't convert because he didn't trust you enough, so now you can send him emails that build, or you can use different landing pages that show and emphasize different angles, and then you might convert them, because every person relates to different angles. So use one landing page which is minimalistic, and you can use different landing pages for attacking different approaches and confronting different objections the customer has.
See it as like dating. So if you start dating someone, you're not going to throw all the information at that person on the first date, because that person's going to go. Think if you went to your wife now and you said, "No, blurt everything out that you want to say to her, but you think about what to do." She's just going to go. First time she met you, she's going to go, "No, this guy's crazy. I'm just going to walk away." So that's the first date. You want to ease into it. You want to kind of give a bit of information at first. You don't want to give everything, because then the person thinks you're crazy. So you want to ease into it. And the second date is like the retargeting, as you said, with Facebook ads. And you retarget the person, you give them a second date, you show them more information, talk about more about your story, talk about more about your offering. And then the third date, okay, now you're getting to the point, okay, now you should get to buying, let's get to the next stage. So you work them through stages instead of going and just throwing everything at them, because people are so afraid if they don't throw everything at a person, they're not going to buy. And they're not going to see this that I'm offering and this that I'm offering. That's why you should do your homework on your target market, and then put it out, almost like your bait out there, and see if somebody bites, and then you start bringing them in more into your world, and then you start easing them into your world, because that's what a lot of guys do. They try and throw everything at people, and that's immediately. So again, the caveman survival brain kicks in, and they run out of way.
Agreed. Awesome 5 points. So what do you have, like any elements that you use often? Like, I mean, how do you structure the offer? For me, example, I use the benefits, then I use features, then testimonials. Like I have a simple structure for every landing page. Do you have like a guide for building the correct landing page, which you use often?
So usually what I start off with is, as I said, about the fall would be the main information, stuff what you're trying to sell. So you would have your images, your headlines, your copy, anything you need to have there, but very basic, as I said, not too much. Okay, and then you can have an option there to say read more or something like that. So you can expand it, and then they can consume more. But that's up to them to decide if they want to expand more. That's the first part of the page. Then if you start scrolling down, then we have different, you can add more images, stuff like that, of people using the product, a bit about the product. You can have custom testimonials can start also being brought in, and you can kind of switch between it. Because you can't, don't go and add a ton of images, and you scroll down, and then you get testimonials. Few images, testimonials, images, testimonials. So people can kind of work through it and not have to scroll down and find what you're trying to do. Because you're trying it, again, as I said, you're building it up. So you're taking it through the process there. And then have call to actions, a lot of them. And don't go like crazy and just like pop-ups everywhere. Call to actions in the sense of, either have a section, for instance, if you have custom testimonials, below that, have a button. Next section, you have more images or stuff like that, there's more copy or anything there, add a button to that section. Because that then transitions the whole time, okay? What we've also seen worked very well is countdowns. Work really well. We place countdowns on pages that does nothing. It doesn't end, it doesn't do anything, it doesn't redirect, it does nothing. And we get opt-ins, like really great opt-ins. This is just a countdown, it's running on the page, it goes nowhere, it does nothing.
Is that a countdown timer or stock countdown? Or which type of countdown do you use? A timer?
We just use a countdown timer that's set with no date or anything. So it's just literally a countdown timer might be set to 30 minutes. So it starts when somebody lands on the page, it starts at 30 minutes and it just starts counting down. And what it creates is a bit of scarcity in the person's mind. They don't realize it, but immediately it creates that small bit of scarcity of 30 minutes. I've got enough time, and then they start scrolling to your page, and it's 50 minutes. I know I need to make a decision here, basically. So it's a good thing we've seen work well. It's just adding a simple countdown also works really well. Exit pop-up is always a great thing. As soon as they try and exit, have a pop-up to kind of offer them something. Usually an ethical bribe. So, for instance, with the e-commerce store, you can offer, hey guys, there's a 10% discount on this product. If you want to go check that out. But it should be similar to what if you already checked out, that kind of thing. Or you do a thing of a bundle, maybe, for instance. You can say, okay, you didn't like, if you sign up now, we'll give you a bundle product or something, a bundle, special price for a bundle, that kind of thing. So ethical bribes the whole time, just to get them out. Because if they try and exit pop-up is really powerful. We use it a ton on all our funnels, just because of, you can do something there, you can offer something extra to them there. I know a lot of online marketers offer payment plans for their courses. So if, for instance, their course maybe $1,000. As soon as you try and exit, they give you the option to say, hey, do you want to maybe try 3 times payments? That kind of thing. So payment plan. That's what a lot of guys do. So that's really worked really well. So
What we do, we normally we've run a few tests on exit intent pop-ups, and they don't seem to work as well as in desktop. So we mainly use exit intent pop-ups in the desktop, but not in the mobile. So this is something you guys need to test out, because the fact that exit intent pop-up work on desktop doesn't mean it will work on mobile, and sometimes the experience in mobile is kind of shitty. So
well, on that, actually, mobile optimization is a massive thing. Massive thing you have to do. Always. We've just seen from the clients I've worked with, looking at their stats and everything, the traffic they get, over 70% of traffic is mobile. That is just it's set. I haven't seen really anybody go below that, even the guys I've worked with, just because people's phone is like attached to a person these days. So it's definitely something. Mobile optimize is the biggest thing you can do. Make sure your site looks good. We spend a lot of time with mobile optimizing any site we have or funnel we have, specifically just because we know the traffic we get. So
are there any major differences? Things that you do for mobile and surprised you, they work well in mobile in opposing to not working in desktop? Any radical guidelines for having on and not having on desktop, like components?
Well, what we do is what we usually well, just copy-wise, just you copy-wise, copy and button-wise, what I'm thinking about is just to do a check for yourself is always look at how your site looks on your own phone.
Yeah.
Because that's usually what people don't do. People use software on the desktop and check it, and it looks all fine and great and everything. But as soon as you look at your phone, then your text is like breaking up or jumping over to the next sections and stuff. It's horrible usually. But what we've just seen is big buttons work quite well because we thought usually when we thought I guess you have to reduce the size of the button to make it look. Sometimes a big button works actually. In the sense of when you look at your phone, it looks huge, but you think, oh geez, this is too big. But sometimes actually it works, funny enough. But it depends. It works, sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure. Anything.
Yeah. As I said, the exit pop-up doesn't work, unfortunately, on mobile. So what you could do is do a timed one. We have a timed pop-up after or a percentage scroll. We have one if it scrolls, it pops up. That usually works well. I would say just be vigilant about how it looks on a phone, because how the text looks on software you're using or you're looking on your desktop is not the same as looking on your phone. So usually
and it's also important to know that every mobile has it shows differently. So don't think into the mobile view, and the fact that you see it well on your mobile doesn't mean you see it well on an iPhone. So you need to take spares and take buffers in your mobile view, because you don't the number to a button to be squeezed or anything to look bad on and different mobiles have different ways of showing the data. So take buffers.
Yeah, and a big thing again about the fold for a phone is also very important. Again, same thing as a normal desktop. About the fold is very important again. So make sure that whatever is sitting there, it's sitting. It looks nice. At least that somebody doesn't scroll to get where they have to be. So So
what about sticky add to carts? Do you use them sometimes or not really?
Sorry, what?
Sticky add to carts. Have you used them?
No, we haven't used it. No, for us, no, we've not. Well, I haven't used it for anybody yet. So no, not personally. Cool. So I can't comment too much on that.
Cool, because this is something we've been testing. I know it's very popular, but I think that the options that you mentioned of having a lot of buttons in the same better than having the sticky autocart, because sometimes it doesn't. Well, it's another app, another plugin on your page, which also makes the page kind of a mess, and something that can take a bit of more loading time, and basically the option that you mentioned is way better than having a sticky autocart. We've used sometimes. Well, we've used the sticky at top scroll bar with optics. I'm realizing that's what you kind of went to there. We've used it. It depends. As I said, mobile, it doesn't look great. It takes up a lot of the page, and you have to reduce the size so much that you can't see it in any case. So mobile, we do away with it in any case because it takes over the page. I think the buttons we've just seen is better because you want people to scroll down also at the same time. We want them to take action, but that's why the button is there at the top on your on the fold. So it depends. It's something you should test. It's to test and see if it works. That's the whole game about this, man. There's no perfect answers. People are looking for the perfect answer. There's no perfect answer, guys. What we can tell you is what we've seen work, but at the same time, you've got to test it also. For sure. Because what we've seen working might not be working for you. It's so true. So true.
Test so much. It's insane. And the testing we're doing is not even close to what the bigger guys are doing out there. So it's a testing game, and making sure that the data you have, you can actually capture the data, because it doesn't help you testing, but I can't even see through listed data. And if you're testing something, what we've seen is change one thing at a time. Don't change too many things, because then you have nothing to compare. Change one thing at a time. Test it, see if it works. And then you say, okay, it didn't work, change back. Okay, let's test the next thing. And step. Don't try and sprint. Crawl through this as far as I can say.
Obviously this is why it's called A/B testing. You need only to have two variations and only change one element. Because if it wasn't one element and you see an increase or a decrease, you can't really tell what is the origin of the increase. Let's say I changed also the add to cart color, and I also changed testimonials. Maybe I'm seeing better conversions, but I'm not sure if it's because of the testimonials that I've added or the change of the color of the add to cart. So changing only one element and comparing the results is highly important. By the way, which tool are you using? Are you using mainly the split test plugin of ClickFunnels, the native A/B testing?
So they've got their own system inside there. You can do split testing. So as I said, A/B split testing there. So we just use that, which is working great for us. We haven't used anything outside. What we have used before, just as what's the name of it now? It's Hotspot. Jeez, I'm gonna lie now what the name is. But
Hotjar?
what it is basically, Hotjar.
Hotjar is Heatmap. Hotjar is a Heatmap.
Yeah. Thanks. Hotjar. We've used that, which works quite well because then you can actually see what people are doing on your page. There's paid service, there's a free service, there's a paid one, and it actually shows you what people are doing on your page, where they're clicking, where they're going. That helped us a lot. Also to kind of, that's a cool tool to use. So if you want to go, that's not if you want to go very in depth and be very technical. I'm not advised, I think, from the start because it's going to overwhelm you. So but if you're getting into this and you're getting your story and your funnel is running, getting traffic and you're running, then I would say bring it in and then have a look at that. That kind of thing.
I agree. Heatmap, Hotjar is a tool for heat maps. You can also I use Lucky Orange, which is also a heat map, which shows screen recording sessions of the customer, and you can see the whole journey of the customer, and you can see if customers are looking at the images, what they are reading, where are they leaving the funnel exactly. So Lucky Orange is a tool highly important, and you can use it also in Shopify, also in Woocommerce, and obviously in ClickFunnels. I guess you can also integrate Lucky Orange, so highly recommend. Any advice regarding, we spoke a lot about the sales page, the landing page. So any advice regarding the cart page or the checkout page? Like which element do you use there? Do you keep it minimalistic, or do you add track badges, reviews, stuff like that?
We keep it, because the sales, your sales page that you had there should have done the job for that. Should have done the conversion feed. So when people get to your checkout, then there shouldn't be too much copy. It should be simple, get them out the door. Because if you kind of distract them there with different, we've just talked about we keep it very minimalistic, as we say there. We have your product, depending on what you're doing, we'll have the stack again there, so the offer stack of what you're getting. So for instance, if you're adding bonuses and stuff like that, you add it in there, and that's the perceived value of the bonus. But you're getting it for free today. That's the thing you usually can go with there. We just build it out very simple, very basic. Don't give it too much information. You can add a testimonial to getting split test and that, and see if it helps or not. It's up to you. But the sales page should have done the work for you. It shouldn't be too much more selling on the next page, because the person going through just wants to check out, and you should make it very simple for them to check out.
I think you just, as you mentioned, the sales page is the converter. In stages of the funnel, just have to reduce friction. Makes them reassure that they're doing the correct move by trusting you and securing the payment, and just don't bombard them with more info, because the fact that they hit the add to cart button is supposed to be enough. This is them showing interest. Now you just have the process as frictionless as possible.
That's the big thing. As easier you can make it for somebody, the better. That's always you have to keep in your mind. Don't think what you want. Think of how can I reduce the friction, and how can I make it as simple as possible for this person to get to the end. And you can also let them know you are on step one of this many steps. You can also give them that. Because what that also sometimes do is it opens a loop for somebody, and some people cannot handle that without going through the system to say step 1 of 4 or step 1 of 2, almost complete, that kind of thing. It helps people also realize where they are in the process, and it gives them a map of where they're going to go. It's
interesting, because I've every Sunday I analyze our funnels, and I see what I can add, and I looked at the customer behavior flow in Google Analytics, and I see customers after going to the cart page, we have a page which is called the 7 steps for securing an order. So many people after the cart page went to this page and they actually read how to create an order in our website. So I figured this means that people don't know how to make an order, so I use them. So we've added a chatbot in which in the cart page we show steps of securing an order, and it also contains a video. So when people are not sure how to make the order, they can just in the cart page they can view this video, and this improved the conversion in the last few days by almost 1%, which is great. And this is obviously because my customers, the majority of the customers in this store are not tech savvy, a bit older, so they don't know how to secure the payment. I'm talking about the dropshipping store, obviously. So just guiding them is highly important and creating the process as frictionless as possible.
People don't want to have to figure stuff out. They want to just you tell them how to do it. It's a case of that, because if you leave anything up for chance, it's going to go bad just because people, keep it simple and tell them what to do. That's the best thing to do. But interesting enough, just as you said there, you made a 1% increase. Now, some people might think, 1% increase. 1% increase is a massive difference. It's a big deal. We work on, like, if you use the football analogy in American football, an inch, those inches you make, it makes it makes a big difference. Every inch makes a big difference. So I want to kind of hit that, because some people might be thinking 1%. This is 1% is massive.
My 1% makes the whole difference between might make the whole difference between breaking even and being highly profitable. For us, once we find a breaking even product, we know we can optimize the funnel and improve the conversion rate by 1 to 2 to almost 3%. And this is seriously the whole difference between breaking even and finding a winner and scaling it like crazy. So 1% improvement makes me really happy and put my profitability in a good way, in a major way. So this is awesome. Cool, that's great. So it's been very interesting. So, I mean, we spoke mainly about testing and how you can improve your funnel. And I think that what you mentioned, and you reiterated it, and it's so important. You have to test everything on your own, because each customer and each offer behaves differently. And so basically testing everything. Any other takeaways or key insights, stuff that you think that our listeners should do instantly, like quick wins, or not even quick wins, maybe long-term wins?
Well, I don't want to go too much into it, but emails, just the importance of emails, of gathering your customers' emails, guys. Just for the plain fact of that's an asset you're building, and having a custom email is really important, because that's an asset that you have, a tangible asset, you can almost say, can make your business valuable. Because a business the business I've worked with, especially online, having an email list is a big thing, and respecting that email list of respect, treating it respectfully, and nurturing those email lists of yours is so freaking important. Because, as I said, most of my clients, if they didn't have an email list, they wouldn't have a business, and that's the big thing. And we've seen about 1 million emails a month for the one client.
Wow.
I think we hit 1.06, just over 1,060,000 something emails we just hit. And it's in direct correlation with the money they make. Direct correlation. They can see the amount of emails they send out, the amount of money they're going to make back. It's not exact direct correlation, but we know at least that's what's going to happen. And building and nurturing that email list. So if you've got people coming to your funnels, grab the email somehow. Don't just let them go. If somebody landed on your page, you spent the money to get somebody on that page. So get their freaking email address. Because if you got that, then you can retarget them, you can remarket to them, you can do Facebook ads to them. because it's got a pixel running, but you can also upload that and create custom audiences and stuff. So that's really important. So if you get somebody, that's where exit pop-up is also very great to have, for instance, on a sales page. If somebody tries to exit, give them something or ethical bribe to get the email address, and then at the same time, don't spam the poor people.
For sure,
Build value with these guys. We've just seen if you teach your email list on how you send emails. So we've been teaching it. I'm not going to keep. I know we're going to try and finish off here, but we've trained our email list to click. I know it's a funny thing. It's if you can teach your people, so whenever you send an email, they know there's going to be something of value in there. They can click on something that takes them to somewhere. They can get something of value again, and then the whole idea then from there is to convert them as a buyer. But we just saw that if we send an email, it's really important to have that something of value for them and something to take them to give them more value. And we just thought through that system we teach people to click on an email, which improves our open rates, which improves our domain reputation, which is so important, which is a massive topic on its own.
For sure. We have to make another podcast about only about thing. I'm sure you can shed a lot of light and knowledge about it. For sure. By the way, some of the dropshippers might be listening to this podcast. They think, okay, I'm just dropshipping. I wanna have the buyer. I acquire customers via Facebook, and then I don't wanna remarket to them. This is not how dropshipping is done. This is what some people think, but I think it's correct perspective, and it's not playing the long-term game. And obviously, email marketing, the ROI is almost always positive because you don't have to spend in order to remarket and retarget your customers. This is basically leaving money on the floor if you don't do marketing, and nobody likes leaving money on the floor. So if it wasn't for the retargeting and email remarketing we're doing, the businesses that I've worked with, they would have been nowhere. And Russell Brunson, as you previously mentioned, he actually says amateurs focus on the front end. It's your back end that you have in the back. With the front end, to get somebody to buy a product, it's a process, and it's a great process to learn and get that in place. But once you've got that system going, and you've got that front end feeding the whole time your business, man, why not resell to these people? These people are just bought something from you. They've put up their hands and said, I'll buy from you. So they've given an email address, so why not remarket to them? Remarket certain promotions you're running. It's, as you said, money on the table. Just from the follow-up, the back-end system that we built, the businesses wouldn't have gotten from a 4-figure, 5-figure business up to 8-figure business. You wouldn't have gotten it, not at all. Because it's just impossible to do that without remarketing and speaking to the guys who really sold something to, again, because you pay to get them, might as well something else to them. So, for sure. Awesome, great. So, thank you very much. It was very, very interesting. Where can people find you, read more about you, contact you for help, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, thanks, man. You guys, I've got a Facebook group which you can head over to if you want to. It's called the Funnel Society. So it's a very basic, it's a mastermind group. It's actually a group where we geek out about funnels, so sales funnels. So I do different things there, show you about email marketing, various things we do there. Inside there, just to kind of give you what we're doing in funnels, what we're seeing is working, what's not working. A ton of value I try and give you there. Share funnels and stuff like that. You can head over there, just request to join. And then also, if you're building out another brand at the moment, hopefully by the time this comes out, it's running at the moment. But it's called Side Hustle Hero. So Side Hustle Heroes. If you want to Google that, Side Hustle Heroes, that's .com. And what it is basically just showing you how to build a side hustle online via email marketing, funnels, how to build. At the moment, we just taught people how to be a podcast agent, how to start, how to put people on your podcast. So how to be an agent to the middleman between people, how to get them on podcasts and stuff like that. So that's one thing we launched. So it's side hustles, how to build an income to actually generate money to do what you want to do. So like this, the e-commerce style things, you want to use that podcasting maybe, for instance, to get money, to invest in products for your e-commerce store, that kind of thing. So that's what we're going at. And we show you the whole thing around it, email marketing. So it's building an online business using side hustles. So,
that's awesome. Obviously, I'll put the links in the show notes so people can find easily.
Thanks, man.
Okay, thank you very much. It was so interesting, and I book another call just to speak about more aspects, obviously email marketing and more tips and tricks for converting customers, because I think we've been talking for almost 1 hour and I feel we just
Yeah, man, it's once you once you start geeking out about this, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. It's just disappear, man. It's just I could talk for days about this. My wife
Me
gets
too.
very frustrated. I just
For
goes,
sure.
it's frustrating for her sometimes, but I want to talk about it too much. And usually I get some friends, I get into it, she would tap me on the shoulder and on the leg, just go, it's enough now, it's enough. But anyway, man, I love this. So yeah.
Cool. Great. Awesome. Okay,
Thanks,
so
man.
thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I've been really enjoyed it. And hopefully your guests who listens to this finds a lot of value out of this. And look forward to speaking to you in the future. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.